It might go without saying we are all super busy this time of year, whether it's gift shopping, a holiday party, or taking the kids to see Santa. It seems like that list doesn't end. So how do you take a step back and make sure that you are making the most of your time? Psychotherapist, speaker, and author of All is Calmish, Niro Feliciano, joins us now. Niro, it's always good to see you. I love that you've written a book about this to help us cope, but give us some of your tips in terms of how we can keep things calm this year and make the moments memorable.
Yes, I think first of all, we have to give ourselves grace because we are running around doing a million things. We can't be present all the time. So I like to say, ask everybody what makes the holiday memorable for you. And then pick some of those things, you're aware of it, show up fully present, and keep it simple. When you think back to our own holidays, they weren't complicated. The things we remember were small, they were simple. That's what makes it memorable.
That is so true. Okay, we don't want to miss out. People have the FOMO, but sometimes you do need to say no. When do you think, what are some of the questions you should ask yourself before you commit to something, whether it's for you or for your kids?
Well, think about what makes you feel exhausted, depleted, or you're saying yes to out of obligation. Usually there's either a boundary there that needs to be set or you say no. We want to keep our time and energy for the yeses that mean the most. And we can only do that if we say no to the things that don't.
What are some things we all should be modeling for our kids this time of year to show them what truly is important?
So in my book, Vicki, I talk a lot about connection over perfection. Are we so busy fussing over everything that we don't have that time where we actually connect with the people that we love? So we want to model that. But I also like to say our screen usage we have to model during the holidays, because we're not going to be able to connect if we're constantly on the screen watching everything else. And that behavior actually predicts long-term the behavior your kids are going to use on a screen. It's your behavior on a screen.
I love that.
So we want to keep that in mind.
That is so true. We can tell them all we want, but when they see us only with our screens, connection over perfection. You always give us great mottos. What are some ways then to help them, in addition to modeling ourselves being screen-free? What are some alternatives that we can present to our kids who might be so used to turning to their phones?
That's right. We want to give them alternative behaviors. So we want to plan things, not elaborate, simple. You know, a family movie night, or maybe a walk through a beautiful lit neighborhood. Maybe a family game night, or we make a recipe together that means something to your family or your culture.
And when you're cooking and making, you can't be on the screens.
No,
yes,
and
I
you're
love
talking.
That. Yes.
You're talking and laughing. That's what makes the memories. Keep it simple.
Niro, what about this? Some parents feel guilty taking a little bit of alone time for themselves, kind of to recharge during the holidays. How do you give folks permission to do that?
I mean, to begin with, don't you want your kids when they're grown, when they're in relationships, to know that that is important to prioritize? So we're going to model that because that becomes their baseline normal. And, you know, again, there are movies that I'd like to watch with my husband. I'm not going to put on when my 12-year-old's around.
Yes.
So we can do a movie night. We can have a cocktail together. Maybe it's during the day. We plan a lunch together. We spent the night in Boston, and then we picked our daughter up from college the next day. So that was really fun, too.
I love that. And you know what? You can get other families involved and do a little swap. Maybe you can watch their kids for a play date so they can have some time, and then flip-flop. Like, that's one of the best gifts, right?
Yes.
Giving the gift of time back. Niro Feliciano, as always, thank you so much. Connection over perfection. We love it.